Yeah, the board approved the training facility upgrade, so that's good. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not that generous of them. They can pay for it with the money I brought in for Ramos and Vital. Yeah, no, the youth intake got here today. No, mate, no, I've not been down to have a look. I can't bring myself to do it. Better than expected. Well, how much better? Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome back to Queen of the South. It is Season 6, Episode 13. Hopefully we're unlucky. And today it is, well, we kind of begin to round the season down. It's league games against St Mirren and against Celtic. Can we finally get the better of this Celtic manager? Let's hope so. Now, there's a lot that's happened off the field to catch you up on since last episode. The main thing is the youth intake, and would you believe it, we've actually got ourselves probably the best intake we've had. We've got ourselves in two wingers. Now, this is really frustrating because we've got two really good prospects, and they're both left-footed wingers. Not ideal, but we can deal with it. You'd rather have good players than not, so we don't need to sign a left-sided winger, I would suspect. Neither of them are particularly far away from being first-team ready either. I mean, they're 15 now. By the time next season comes around, I'll probably have them in the first-team squad, to be honest. And yeah, I really do think that both of them could go on to be quite good players. I think maybe Kyle Brown is a little bit ahead, but like I say, they're 15. They've got plenty of time to develop, and I'm excited to see what happens. Now, top talents, we've got Felix Palm as a right back. He lacks pace, which worries me. Everything else about him is I mean, mentally, he's already first team ready, I'd say. Mentally, physically, he's not too bad. Again, though, 15, plenty of time to develop, and that is really, really good news. In terms of the rest of the team, there's one or two here. I think Paul Black is here, the ball-winning midfielder that might come off. The problem there is Fickle. We saw, remember we had, I can't remember his name now, but we saw that that Fickle guy, the Spaniard that we had come through, just did my head in. So I'm going to leave this guy down in the under-19s till he's actually ready. Hopefully that personality trait will go. But all these guys here we've offered contracts to. Some we offered them sooner than others, which is why some have accepted and others haven't. We've already seen him. As ever, I do like to name these guys after my Patreon supporters. So if you're a qualifying Patreon supporter, I think it's tier 3. Just let me know if someone here takes your fancy, and we will look to get another left-footed winger there. We'll look to get these guys renamed after you. So, yeah, that is the youth intake. That is, well, it's really quite good, isn't it? Now, on the youth side of things, we've got ourselves a wonder kid. And there it is there. Mauricio Montano is officially a wonder kid, the first that we've had of the series. Now, unfortunately, word appears to be out, and he's wanted by quite a few clubs. I think the likes of Monaco, Atletico Madrid, that's going to be problematic in the summer. Hopefully we'll be able to hang on to him. If we look at his contract situation here, he has a minimum release fee of $12.5 million. Would you like a new contract? A star player? I tell you what, I'll just about give you that. Can we get away with importance? I don't have to play you every week. We can. You can essentially have what you want, mate. 15 million. I mean, it goes up a little bit, so it's better than nothing, isn't it? It's better than a kick in the balls, as they say. So let's just get that. We want to go 7.5. There we go. Just give him all the bonuses, team of the year, assists, goals and assists, all that kind of stuff that I like to give players. And there we go. So 4 years, we've raised the minimum release fee, which is, again, better than nothing. But that's a bit of a shame. But yeah. But anyway, yeah, we've got ourselves a wonder kid, and hopefully the first of... He really is just coming along recently, isn't he? Really, really looking good. Now, we've made some transfers that are taking place in the summer, and those are two out. The first one is Bernardo Vital. We've sold him for 1.8, rising to 3.6. Now, it is actually a fee of 3.6. It's that 1.8 is up front, and the rest is installments. I think that we don't necessarily need him, basically. I signed him for this season because we were desperate. If you remember back in the summer, we were absolutely desperate for centre-back. So we signed him for 1.4. at the end, when all said and done, we'll just about double our money on him, if not double our money. So I think that is absolutely fine. There's other defenders we can get in that are going to be just as good. And the other one is Juan Manuel Ramos. We sold him back to Penarol. Celta Vigo is where Vital's going. We sold him back to Penarol, which is where we signed him from. 1.6 million up front, 2.3. Again, that is just installments. We will get the entirety of the fee. And again, I signed him because he was solid. I thought he was solid this season, to be fair. He did what I wanted him to do, and now we have Vazquez in, we have younger players. So we signed him for 1.4. We're going to, again, not quite double our money, or are we going to double our money on him back to the club that we bought him from? So yeah, he's just basically had a gap year in Scotland. So those two have taken place, and that'll help the finances. You can see we've got the transfer budget back up to 5.6 million, which is actually higher than what it started at. And yeah, it all helps, and we'll just replace them through the summer with players that maybe better suit the younger player, the philosophy that we want. So that has happened. The one other thing that has happened, if we go to club info here, it's probably the best. No, club, this thing here is probably the best way to show you. We've already improved the facilities. We've also had improved training facilities approved. So that's going to take place. I think it was 1.8 million, which is obviously just one of the fees that we sold a player for. So that's going to be done, almost ready for the start of next season, early next season. So that is everything caught up on. There was a lot off the field that happened. Now on the field, we have 3 games. The first of which was against Celtic. We've not done well against them at all recently. Let's see how we did. Celtic went in front after 15 minutes. And then they got a second 10 minutes later, before adding a third before half-time. So honestly, I don't know how to beat them. We tried a 4-4-2, Vazquez and Bayless as the wingers, and then Gilchrist and Montano behind them. I mean, the goals they scored were special, weren't they? Especially the first 2. So yeah, we went back to our usual formation second half. We were better, but I wouldn't say we were great. You'll notice that Magliori played in this one. Walker has had basically a season-ending injury. He might be back for the last game of the season, but it's unlikely. So that's why he was playing this one. But yeah, we were just, you can see, better second half, but thoroughly beaten. Next up in the league, it was Dundee United. We had a half-time lead after Gilchrist crossed for Shakir Omar. And we added a second when Vazquez crossed for Lutzi. So fullbacks crossing for strikers was the story of this one. We absolutely dominated the game. They did not have a shot on target, only 2 on goal. 70% possession to 30. It was as dominant as you can get. It's just a shame we couldn't find the back of the net a few more times. But yeah, very, very good, very comfortable win for us. Next up, it was the city rivals. It was Dundee United city rivals, not ours. We went in front in the second half after Lutzi's shot was too hot to handle, before Irving crossed for Shakir Omar in stoppage time. So another game that we dominated, not quite to the same level as the Dundee United game. You can see they had a little bit more, and we didn't have as much possession, but we had all the shots that you could possibly want, and only managed 2 goals, one of which very much was assisted by the goalkeeper. Now, a few things to have a look out for this episode. Shakir Omar has 22 goals, is that for the club? And the record is 23 that Ali Roy got in our promotion season. So we are getting to the point where Shakir Omar might be able to break a record in what will possibly be his last season with us. As I've mentioned before, Atalanta don't want to loan him back to us. We can't afford to sign him. So we might be seeing the last of old Shakir here, which would be, well, it would be disappointing, wouldn't it? That is for sure. But if we have a look at the league table, these are the first 2 games post-split. Celtic have essentially won the league. We're essentially sealed up second. We will do that mathematically if we can, if the results go our way this episode. And everything else is done and dusted for the season. So, yeah, happy days. So here are the fixtures. Rangers are playing Hearts. If they drop any points, then it should be mathematically done. And if we drop points to St Mirren, who I don't remember them getting into the top half before, then Celtic, if they haven't already won the league, then they have won the league. You can see we're expecting a 5-2-3 formation from St Mirren. And this is a team that's given us a difficult time in recent times. So let's see what we can do here. So it's Santizo in goal. It's Vazquez, Magliori, Bernard, and Montano as the back 4. It is Bayless, Davenport and Irving, Bermudez in behind, Shakir Omar and Lutzi, And, well, let's hope we can get a good result here. Okay, so we can see the team sheets here. Is there anybody we recognise? A few names. I tried to sign Herbie Kane many, many moons ago, and he went to St Mirren. I'm sure he's happy with that decision. We're expected to win here, so we can qualify for the Champions League. Do we just go with that, perhaps? And it's one of these where it's going to happen. It's just a matter of it happens here or not. And now a couple of other things to catch you up on. Now, if you remember, if you've played the game, every season there's sort of the top 50 wonder kids or players under 20 or whatever it is. And we had 2 players in that list. Montano and our goalkeeper Santizo were both in there. And also the defender we have coming next season, the Albanian kid, he was in there as well. So 3 of the top 50 players either are or will be Queen of the South players. So that's huge. Really, really excited to see that. And of course, don't forget that we will be voting on your Viewers Player of the Year today as well. We'll do that in between games, so make sure you don't miss out on that. And the other thing is that... what's happened there? He's off. And is it a penalty or a free kick? I completely missed what happened there. I was looking at my notes, trying to remember what it was I had to say. But they're down to 10 men, and I've completely missed what happened there. There is going to be no expansion to the stadium. There is not going to be a parent club, although they did agree in principle to a parent club. They just couldn't find anybody, which is what I suspected. For whatever reason, they don't seem to find there's a chip in. Lutzi, or just over. They don't seem to find European teams or foreign teams, I suppose. And obviously, we were never going to get Rangers or Celtic as a parent team. So... oh, Hibs is beating Celtic. Let's try demand more here. And we've got ourselves a corner. Irving to take. Magliori's at the near post. We go beyond him. It's hit the post. It was Shakir Omar. In what would have been, I believe, a record equaling goal. But no such luck there. Let's just try and exploit the flanks now if they're down to 10 men. I don't see a point in looking for an overlap. Just go for it. Spread them. And hope that they get picked apart here. It's not going particularly to plan. But we've come to get to know that from us this season, where I don't understand why it is we can do relatively well without goals. Now, Clark is in a wide position. Don't give away a penalty. Or you could just mark the guy coming forward from midfield. And the 10 men of St Mirren have taken the lead, and there will be a berating. I can assure you of that when we get the chance. Gus he's infuriated and he's just leading. I don't blame you, Gus, mate. Don't blame you at all. I thought a penalty. Bernard got across, but maybe a little bit unlucky. That is not what we needed. Irving. Ball in. Bernard, and it is just over the top again. But this is what we do time and time again. It's just so infuriating. It's not that we're missing... it's not that we're missing chances, we're just missing chances, is what I was going to say, which obviously doesn't make sense. It's headers like that where, yeah, get your act together, guys. That was pathetic. Oh, I can't say that with my finger pointed. What? Why not? Yeah, where we just... maybe it's just we're creating a lot of half chances, and so we sort of rack up the shots without maybe getting good or better chances. But it just that does my head in. All right, encourage. We've been the better team. Hearts are now 2-1 up over Rangers. Could it be all of the top three lose in the first game post split? All right, what can we do here? This is ridiculous. We're against 10 men, for Christ's sake. So let's just get rid of all of this. Let's just go shoot on sight. And yeah. I mean, no one's playing particularly badly either. This is such a strange game. We're going to have to make some sort of a change because there's no point just keeping it the same. So let's get Suljic on for Bermudez. All right, I wonder if what we actually want to do here is lower the tempo back down, exploit the middle, look for the overlaps, and just, I mean, we can't lose to 10 men St Mirren. They have given us some tough games, as I said, coming into it. But not, this is unacceptable. Come on. We're going to lose this game, aren't we? What can we do to change it? I don't know what to do to change it. We've got to make subs. Let me think. All right, so we're making 2 changes. We're taking off Davenport and Montano. We're bringing on Gilchrist and a more attack-minded McGrath. You can go on support as a deep line playmaker, though. Maybe we get these 2 on attack. The weird thing is that no one's playing particularly badly. It's not like you'd look. I mean, the goalkeeper had a great game, but it's not like you'd look at somebody and be like, "Oh, you've let us down here." It's just a really, really strange one. Come on, guys, come on. Let's at least get level. You get the feeling that if we are to get level, we might well be able to go on and win it. But we're just kind of collapsing in a bit of a heap here at the end of the season, which is obviously a bit of a shame. Come on, guys, win this ball back. There's a bit of a punt forward. We should be able to get that. More than enough guys back there. I probably could have taken a centre-back off, actually, couldn't I, in hindsight? There's a decent ball forward for Lutzi. He's inside the penalty area. Vazquez is getting forward. He goes back to him. He's got all the time in the world. Can he pick out a cross? It's a good one, and it is Fabian Lutzi. A 13th of the season for him. And finally, we've got ourselves level in this game. Now, can we go on and win it? Surely we can. And, I mean, we can't win the league. If there was any chance, we needed to beat Celtic, but even then, there wasn't really a chance. We would have had to have won out, which would have meant beating Celtic again, and they were going to have to lose against us again, and then somebody else, and then drop another result. And this is a team that's, I think, lost 1 game all season. Do you know what? I have no idea what I said there, but I frustrated them. And, well, against 10 men, we've managed to get a 1-1 draw. And you get the feeling this season just can't end soon enough for us. We really are stumbling here. So Celtic are held by Hibs. Rangers came back to beat Hearts, so that's frustrating. But either way, it's just not been a great performance from us. Anyway, guys, wait there. We'll be facing Celtic. They've got nothing to play for. Now, last time they had nothing to play for, we beat them. Could we do it again? Surely not. Not on that form. Okay, welcome back. Now it is time for Morty's favourite part of the season. It is time for you to nominate your Viewers Player of the Year. Now, there was a really, what's the word? Like a diverse, I suppose, range of selections or nominations. Thank everybody who did nominate. What I've done is I've taken the 4 with the highest average match rating. And that's how we've arrived to the 4 nominees for you to vote on. So it'll be interesting to see who you actually vote for Viewers Player of the Year this season. So in alphabetical order, the first player is Bayliss, Tommy Bayliss. He's scored some big goals for us this year. Only 4, though, in total, which surprised me. 9 assists and an average match rating of 7.15. Next nomination is the new man that's joining permanently, Fabian Lutzi. 13 goals for him, 5 assists and an average match rating of 7.12. Next up, it is the great man. Will he be back next season? Let's hope so. Shakir Omar, 22 goals this season for him, 8 assists and an average match rating of 7.38. And the final nominee is an unsung hero of the side for sure, the centre-back Andrew Walker. 2 goals, 1 assist, and an average match rating of 7.12. But I think both he and Bernard have been absolute rocks at the back of this season for us for the most part. So as ever, there's a link down top of the description below. Click on that. It'll take you through to a straw poll. Vote for who you think has been our best or your favourite player this season. And we'll announce the winner at next episode's end of season awards. All right, let's see if we can beat Celtic finally. All right, now before we get to the Celtic game, there is 1 or 2 things to catch you up on here. The first is a new player trait that Omar Bermudez has got developed through mentoring. That is to stop play. So it increases the chances of him just simply stopping in possession to assess his options. And that could actually be very, very useful for him. So hopefully we'll see a benefit of that. Lutzi has 1 player of the month. So well done to him. 3 games and 3 appearances. And the other thing here, Gilchrist was 3rd in Young Player. I have completed a coaching course, which is good. We're going to go again on the coaching course and that is we'll to have a look at how our attributes are looking. They're coming along, which is good, because obviously this is one less coach that we need to hire if my character here is going on okay. And one other little piece of sad news is that Eastwood is off at the end of the season. He actually came to me after the last game, said that he felt like he'd achieved everything that he could and he wanted to go, and I agreed, because to be honest, we've replaced him at this point. So he is off to Reading for 725 grand. He will, I think, be fondly remembered. Let me know what you guys thoughts are on this. We signed him for 4.5 seasons in season 1. So in a way, it's a little bit disappointing. He's been with us on the entire journey so far, and I think he was the last player that we've got that has done that. So he leaves us only just having been replaced, and yeah, as I say, I think he will be fondly remembered, but he's 30, he's not first choice. I think, if you love them, let them go, and we'll hopefully one day see him back as a coach, perhaps. But that is everything. That is that. All right, so we've got Celtic now, and we're going to try something. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation from them, and this is what we're doing. We are going to attempt to play with wingers, albeit with players that aren't actually wingers. So it's Santizo in goal. This formation is just sort of been scrapped together a little bit, so it may not be perfect. Vazquez, Magliori, Bernard is a ball player, and Montano is the back four. Davenport in behind Bayless and Irving. We're going to keep them as Mazellas, because we've got inside forwards of Lutzi and Shakir Omar, with Suljic playing up top. My hope here, these guys will obviously drift in closer to Suljic if he drops back in to try and fill this hole here for us. And then the back, or the Mazellas and the fullback should work roughly the same as they would do in the other formation. So we're just trying it. We're just going to see what happens, and hopefully we, don't get smashed. All right, so we can see the Celtic team there. Reece Oxford is playing for them now. That's a new name, I think, isn't it, on their team sheet. Mopai's on the bench, so that's good. He'll come off the bench to get one, no doubt. And the pressure's all on them. Let's, there's no pressure on us, and just see what we can do. We are at home, so, it would be nice to knock them off at home. And, it would be nice just to, not end the episode with 2 disappointing results. But, yeah, this way, too, you guys can give me your feedback on the formation. I always think fresh eyes can be useful, especially when I have in my mind what I'm sort of hoping that we do, but you can sometimes look to see sort of see something that's not there. Oh, I thought that was going in, and that would be just the sort of thing that Cole Palmer would do to us too, wouldn't it? Montano with a throw. In for Lutzi. Good ball there for Montano. Now, Suljic isn't the best in the air. He's gone back post there, and just on different wavelengths. You know who might be useful, actually, if we're going to play like this as a sort of a target man? It's a good ball, and Lutzi. Oh, it's a good save. But I tell you what, if that's how this formation is going to work, that looked promising. Now, of course, the unfortunate side of this is that we might find ourselves in a situation where this works brilliantly, and then Shakir Omar's not back, and we need to go and find basically Shakir Omar to play in the role of Shakir Omar, if that all makes sense. But this is, we beat them once, didn't we, when there was nothing to play for? So I do want to be a little bit cautious of getting too excited if we play well against them here. But this has been a promising start. Omar at the back post. Oh, and that is a save. How has the goalkeeper saved that? Irving now with a corner. It's too close to the goalkeeper, that one. And, well, it's been a promising opening 15 minutes here. Let's give them some more encouragement. It would be frustrating to beat them here, if we sort of only show up once the prizes have been handed out for the year. Hibs Hearts looks like a cracking game, doesn't it? 2-1 inside 20 minutes there. Of course, the Edinburgh derby. All right, we do have Eddie Johnson on the bench. I wouldn't mind giving him some game time. The reason we didn't start with him is that I think if we're going to play like this, we really do need a deep-lying striker that can kind of drop back in to sort of try and link midfield to what is essentially a front three. But, we've had the better of that half. Now, there was Smee suggested that we say What did he suggest? It's a good first half performance. Keep it up. So let's try that. And as I said in the comments, if it doesn't work, I'm going to blame him. Let's give them some praise to go along with that. And there's a highlight. Now, of course, we aren't actually winning the game, so maybe I've chosen the wrong moment to do that. Oh, they're in behind, and Santizo makes a save. This Samulia is a new signing for them. He must have come in January, and he is rapid. He's really, really quick. But he's one of those wingers that perhaps is pace more so than anything else. So hopefully he's not going to be someone that gives us too much. You can see they brought him on as a winger instead of having the inverted winger they had last time. And he will just try and get down the outside of us. Hopefully Montano will be equal to that challenge. Suljic isn't having the greatest game up top. So let's try this formation then. We'll bring Eddie Johnson on. And just play him as... let's maybe play him as a pressing forward. I think he has a decent work rate, doesn't he, Eddie Johnson? Yeah, 15, so that's fine. Oh, confirm change. And, well, we've not been as good in the second half as we were in the first half, but it's still 0-0. Can we go and get a result here, I wonder? All right, what else can we do here? What else can we do? Let me have a think. You know what we'll do? Irving's doing fine, but he's not having his greatest game. So let's bring on Bermudez, get him a little bit further forward and see how that goes. I almost used him as an inverted winger because he's left-footed where Lutzi's playing, but I ended up deciding against it. They've changed the way they're playing, but I can't be bothered changing marking assignments for a few minutes and stoppage time. Mopai's on, but second half just kind of nothing happened. So Celtic are champions, so well done to them. That was just a matter of time, really. And hopefully with that, I mean, 2 draws out of that. Ideally, I would have expected 3 points, beat St Mirren, and then probably lose to Celtic. But they have to celebrate after a 0-0 draw on a rainy day in Dumfries. So I'm sure that's what they all dreamt of as kids. But there we go. We have to watch Celtic celebrate, which just seems a little bit cruel. But yeah, I mean that kind of worked. It needs to be ironed out a little bit, I'd say. But satisfying result. I mean, I guess so. I think in the first half they were particularly there were a few moments that made us sit up. But there we go. That is that. Rangers haven't played yet, but that is a 12-point gap with they've got 4 games to play. And so they need to win out. Goal difference is relatively even, but there's not much chances there of them catching us. As I say, they'd have to win out, we'd have to lose out, and well, I don't think that's going to happen. I better not happen anyway. But guys, that will do it for today. If you have enjoyed that, it's a little bit disappointing. Lots happening off the field though, so give me your feedback on that. Don't forget, of course, to go and vote for your Viewers Player of the Year. So we'll come back and we'll face Hibs, round out the season with Hibs in the final game at home. There'll be nothing riding on it. And yeah, it'll just be a case of get that done, get end of season awards done, our goal of the season competition, and then we will fast forward into the summer and what will be a very big summer transfer window as we need to. Well, we've come second 2 years in a row now. What we need to do is close this gap to Celtic and just work on a team that can grow into a Champions League side that is regulars in the sort of the post-Christmas Champions League. Till next time, guys, I've been Aussieville, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.